Hi, welcome to my channel, Great with Steve I. Today I'm going to update my reading and film journals. Alright, we are going to update my reading and film journals. That's the reading one. Let's do this one first because it is the quickest to do. Because I don't read as fast as I watch movies, you know? You can watch more movies quicker than you can read a book. So the first one in this update is The Lonely Hearts Book Club, and I really liked this book. I thought it was really good. It is about, it's about a curmudgeon who comes to the library, and this librarian friends him, and they end up, like, other people get involved in the story, but it's this, they start this little book club, and it's just heartwarming and good, and I just really loved that book, so I highly recommend that one. The next one that I listened to is called Camino Winds. I'm not sure if you're familiar with John Grisham's books, but he did a trilogy, the Camino trilogy, and the first one was called Camino Island. The second one, which is this one, was Camino Winds. And the third one is Camino Ghosts. This one is Camino Winds, and I liked it. I really liked it. I thought it was a good mystery. One of their friends gets murdered, and so they help solve the mystery. So it was good. I liked it. It wasn't as good as the first one. The first one was, I loved the first one, but this one I just didn't like as much. The next one I read was called The Distant Hours by Kate. Oh, wait. All the Dangerous Things. I put these in the wrong order. Oops. Good thing I could pull that up. The Distant Hours here. By Kate Morton. I don't know if you've read any of Kate Morton's books yet, but I recommend her. I think this was the third book of hers I read. The first one I loved. Loved the first one. Where is the things? All the Dangerous Things. I really loved the first one that I read by her. It was called The Forgotten Garden. That one was amazing. And then the second one I read, which is her newest one, I believe, it's called The Homecoming. It was okay. I didn't really love it. And then this is The Distant Hours is the third one, and I really liked that one. This one was a good book. It was a good thriller. All the Dangerous Things. It's about a woman whose child goes missing, and it's a year later, and her life is falling apart, and she is trying to find out what happened to her son, who was stolen in the middle of the night. I believe it was son, not daughter. I think it was a son. And it was a good thriller. And then What Lies in the Woods was also a really good thriller. Both of these were on YouTube for audiobooks to listen to. So any of these books that are audiobooks that are on YouTube, I will link in the description below in case you're interested. It was worth reading or listening to. I liked it a lot. So then it was The Distant Hours. The next one was Camino Ghosts. This is the third one in the series. I didn't like this one as much as I liked the other two. I really loved the first one, I loved the first one. I really liked the second one, and this one was just kind of okay. But it's the characters from the Camino series, so it was worth listening to. So the next one I did was Interview with a Vampire. Now, I read this book 20 years ago, and I loved it so much, and I read the whole series. And when I stopped reading it, I'd read all the series, and I believe Anne Rice came out with 2 more before she died, and I don't think I read the last 2. Maybe it's just the last one, I don't remember exactly. But I decided to go back through because it's been so many years since I listened to it, and I love this book even more so than I did the first time. So Interview with the Vampire, which in my opinion is the best of the Vampire Chronicles, is my favorite book of all time, probably. I love it so much. I enjoyed it so much. I want to go back and re-listen to it. And I got the audiobook on YouTube, so I will link it below. The next one I finished was Jane Austen, A Life Revealed. My brother sent me this. I like Jane Austen's books, and my brother sent me this book from the thrift store he works at. And so I read that. I was actually reading another book at the same time. I haven't finished it yet, but it takes place during World War II, and it's a little too disturbing to read at night, so I started reading this one, and so I finished that one because it was a short book. Oh, I didn't finish writing about, that's funny, the Vampire Lestat. So I need to write in here Vampire Lestat, which is the last book that I finished. It is this book 2 of the Vampire Chronicles. I enjoyed listening to it. It was worth going through, but I did not like it near as much as Interview with the Vampire, because that's my favorite one. So I'm going to leave this open because it'll remind me that I need to write and journal about that book. I can't believe I forgot to do that. So next we'll do the movies. The movies that I've watched since the last time. Where are we? Okay, A Woman of Distinction. And I put 5 stars on that. Oh, you know, I must have accidentally deleted that cover because I don't have it anymore. Okay, I'll have to come back in and put the Woman of Distinction in here when I reprint the cover. But it's a funny, I gave it 5 stars. It's a really funny movie, comedy. I liked it a lot. Girl Missing was right here. So then the next one I watched was Girl Missing. This was not that good, in my opinion. It's a 1933 film, kind of mystery kind of film. I just didn't care for it. It had a lot. The thing I liked the best about it is it had a lot of fun actors and actresses from the early 30s, but it didn't do anything for me. So I recommend skipping that one. Okay, A Quiet Place. Wait, I'm wondering where. I must have forgotten to write about the Adventures of Tom Sawyer. I put the cover in my thing and then didn't actually write about it. So I guess I'll have to write that one at the end. But The Adventures of Tom Sawyer was a really cute movie. It was the 40s version, I believe. And I think I saw it when I was younger. But I watched it. It was free on YouTube to watch, and so I watched it, and I liked it. The next one I watched was A Quiet Place. This was a really good movie, and if it wasn't for at the very end, there's something that happens that's just really unbelievable to me. But other than that, I thought it was really unpredictable. I thought it was well done. I thought it had a lot of tension, and the cinematography was beautiful. The concept was great. I thought they did a really, really good job up until there was one spot at the end I didn't love, and that's why I didn't give it 5 stars, but it was good and it's worth watching. The next one I watched was I had seen this movie before, The Baroness and the Butler, and I showed it to my friends and they enjoyed it. It's a really cute movie. The next one I watched was The Trouble with Angels. This was my friend's mom's favorite film of all time, and it's about 2 troubled girls who go to a Catholic school run by nuns. And it's a really sweet movie. It's got Haley Mills and Mary Wicks and Rosalind Russell, and it was really good. I recommend watching it. It was free with commercials on YouTube, but it's no longer free with commercials, so I'm not gonna link that one, but it was really good. I highly recommend it. Man, what is this? What is this one doing? That goes over there. Okay. So the next one I watched, this wasn't really a movie. It's Madonna's The Blonde Ambition Tour. I love Madonna's music ever since I discovered her in the 80s, and I liked the Truther. There was a time in my life that I really enjoyed her. She was one of my favorite singers, and I really enjoyed the Truth or Dare, watching the behind the scenes of her tour. And I had always wanted to see the Blonde Ambition Tour. But in the 90s, when they didn't have internet and YouTube and all that stuff, the only way you could get it is on Laserdisc. They never released it on VHS or DVD that I'm aware of. And the only time I ever saw it was on Laserdisc, and since I never had a Laserdisc player, I couldn't watch it. But I found it on YouTube, so I watched it, and it was fun to watch. The next one that I watched was Sneakers. I do believe I watched this movie when it first came out in the 90s, but I don't remember caring for it back then, but it was free with commercials on YouTube, so I decided to give it another try, and again, it's okay. I don't recommend it. It's all right, nothing special in my opinion. Had a great cast though. Amazing cast. The next one is The Stranger. This one is a 40s film. It's a really fun movie with Loretta Young and Orson Welles and Edward G. Robinson, about a Nazi hiding out in a small town in Connecticut, I believe. It's a good movie. I highly recommend it. And I will put it in the description because it's free on YouTube. I showed that to my friends. They'd never seen it before. The next one I watched was Forget Paris. This is written and directed by Billy Crystal, and it stars Billy Crystal and Deborah Winger. I remember seeing the previews for it and like the poster and stuff like that, but it never interested me. I've never been a big Billy Crystal fan, but they had it available on YouTube with free with commercials, and so I decided to watch it since I'd never seen it, and I don't really care for it. It's okay. It's nothing I can recommend. And then the last movie that I saw is The Thomas Crown Affair. I actually watched it with some friends last night. I remember when this came out and it was popular. I never watched it. I'd never seen it before, so we ended up watching it, and I don't really care for it. I don't really recommend it. It wasn't great. It's actually based on a movie from the 60s, and that movie is also available for free on YouTube. So I'm going to watch it tonight, and so the next time I see you all, or I update all this, I will be updating that. And I just need to write in here about Tom Sawyer. It was a cute movie. It was also available for free on YouTube. So I will link all the movies and all the books that I can down below. But that is my updating of my reading and my film journal. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye.